All right, in this video, I'm going to talk about your doctrines continue to help, but also other stuff too. I'm going to go over that. The reason why, when I just studied Revelation chapter 2 and 3, which you should see on this channel. And if you notice, I actually really didn't even talk about it. Not really. It said doctrines and stuff, doctrines of this. I left it alone. I talked about it a little bit, but I didn't go in. But there's a whole lot of doctrines that are not Bible based. And I used to wonder about that before. Well, will people go to hell for that? Because that's what you should be worrying about, the hereafter. And the Egyptians knew that. They was already preparing for the hereafter. But what happens is people get so busy with this life, and when you get to the end, that's when he says, I don't know you. He said, what do you mean? Lord, I was a minister. I was a preacher. So, like I said, I learned certain things, and I'm constantly asking God these questions. And like, I just know things. Like you had to, what I'm trying to tell y'all is, you got Joseph and you got Daniel, but why did Joseph and Daniel know so much more about creation and more about God than the most people? Or when God came, why did he go to those people? Why didn't he go to the other ones? So it does matter, because the first thing people are going to attack you, like it's my fault. I didn't write the Bible. I didn't make the world the way it is. I am not God. But I'm telling you, this is just the way it is. And most people just go, well, we don't want to think about it, or I'm a good person. God knows my heart, or don't be judgmental. And they make it seem like it's you. And I noticed that out here. I would try to help people, and they will always make it. They were never mature enough to just go, damn, this is something I got to think about, or this is something I got to grow up on. They would always like blame me. Like, how the hell? What do I got to do with your life, man? So this is the life you lead, and you got to know why you're here. You got to know your limitations, and you can only do so much. That's why I said I put all this information out here for people to research it on their own. To ask me for transcripts or ask me to prove something to you, it's a little bizarre. Do you think? Do you have a brain? Did God give you? Why do you need somebody else when you got all this step-by-step information? I mean, a mature person would just dive in. Now, some people may need some help every now and then, and I understand that. I've had a person contact me not too long ago, and they were just having a bad day, and I guess they just wanted to, because people hear me talking, so they think, so I could tell the person was having a bad day, so immediately I offered them a lot of free information. I got them some free resources. But there's only so much I could do. And I never heard from the person again, but I'm happy with that, because I really don't have time for people to be tapping into my energy. Now I'm going through something right now, but this started with the whole moons, and God was getting me ready. This was like at least 8 months in the making, where God was trying. It was just time for people to move on. But it was nothing really personal at the end of the day. But God was just telling me it's just time for people to move on and stuff like that. And then with some people I was trying to hold on to, because they've been in the inner circle, and then one dude really just flipped the script. So, but it was good, because you got to move on. And then once I came to conclusions, I realized it's like that. Like right now, it's a lot of stuff going on that I'm going to get to in this video. It's about Martha and Mary as well, but some people, trying to come over and stuff. This is all about energy and stuff. But I'll get back to that. So anyway, so according to Revelation chapter 2 and 3, your doctrines can, put you in a place you don't need to be in. But really, I don't know if there's any church that's preaching full Bible-based doctrines. But that's scary that would be in the book of Revelation, that he kept saying that. Plus, we don't even know what those doctrines are. So what are those doctrines? You understand? And was that moved out the Bible so we wouldn't know? And one time I went looking for, I couldn't find it. But that's scary that would be in Revelation, that these certain doctrines, if you don't repent from them and get away from them, that you're going to have a problem with Jesus. But me personally, since we don't know what that information is, that's why you have to pray. Because you don't know what the doctrine is, and you have to pray and trust in the Messiah. Because you're not like a person like me. I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for no, because I don't live in your house. I don't willfully just disobey God, and I don't minimize God. In fact, I maximize it to the point that people think I'm the one with the problem. But I can never be the problem, because I didn't write the Bible. And I'm not God. I didn't make this world the way it is. But He's gonna make you really dig deep, and that's why I overcompensate for y'all, because I know, and you better hope He doesn't just come out and start killing people, because according to the Bible, that's what He did in the wilderness. Like he would let shit blow up and then just start killing people. All right. And I am talking about God when I say He. So that's what I would pray for anything you're not sure about. Take it to God. And that's all I'm gonna say in this video because I was a little bit more specific in the other video about Revelation 2 and 3. So if you want to know more about them doctrines, because I did talk a little bit about one thing that a lot of people are still celebrating that but you can do that yourself. I'm not gonna talk about that in this Bible in this. So now there's Martha and Mary, and Jesus tried to give a complication. Jesus tried to give a he was giving you a comparison of Martha and Mary, where Mary wanted to be, more listening to Jesus and following Jesus, but Martha wanted to be more sociable, and because Martha wanted to be more sociable, she put more and more responsibilities on herself that she really didn't have to carry, but she wanted to be, she wanted to be more sociable. Like Jesus was like, okay, if we all get together and we hear the word of God and we have a little something to eat, great. And I'm Jesus. I can make food if necessary. That's how he looked at it. But Martha thought she had to do it all on her own, like works or whatever, all that. And so she complained to Jesus, tell Mary to get up and help me. And she got mad at Jesus. Why aren't you telling Mary to get up and help me? How rude. And Jesus said, listen, I'm gonna paraphrase. He said, listen, the main thing here right now is her learning from me. Okay, because I'm the source. She's learning from the source. And I'm the source. You're learning from the source. And that's all that's needed. And you're worrying about stuff that really doesn't need to be worried about. So what I'm gonna try to show this to you. Like, the devil's always trying to complicate, which doesn't need to be complicated. And I tell you all this all the time. Um, and a lot of times it's like I said, it's people around you. In Joseph's case, it was his brothers. In Mary's case, it was Martha. But this is stuff that happens, and you try to learn certain things, but sometimes like when you really understand spirits, they're very narcissistic. Like they're constantly trying to find a way in. And the more you become aware of it, that's why when Jesus told Peter, get behind me, Satan, he wasn't just talking to Peter. He was also talking to the spirit or spirits that was influencing Peter. And no matter how hard you try to avoid it, it's going to come. Like you can't hide off of a rock. Like even if you became a multi-millionaire and bought an isolated island, it's still something coming your way. So if they can, as soon as they can find out a way in, they're gonna find out a way in, and that's the fact. So what Jesus was saying, listen, keep it simple. He says this throughout the Bible. Keep it simple. Put me first, and don't worry about all that extra stuff. It's not really a need. It's something you're putting on yourself. Um, so now, like I said, people to know when I first came and I used to talk about a lot of stuff. I try not to most of the time, but I feel it apropos. Now, I'm trying to tie this in with doctrines because again, Martha was saying a doctrine of catering to other people, a doctrine of it's more important to cater to people than to listen to Messiah sometimes. She really believed it. Whereas Mary felt like, listen, he's telling me some things, and there's nothing more important right now, and we'll get through the day. Don't worry. If I just eat a piece of bread, we'll get through the day. And Jesus is like, I'm right here, so what could possibly go wrong? You had to have faith. So So like I said, the devil's always trying to find his way in. It's a couple of things. It's like I'm gonna tell you two different things. That's why I need you to listen, because sometimes people hear, like I could be talking about something, I might say a name. So instead of you listening, you just hear the name and just turn it off. And that's why I say that's how the devil works, because you don't think, and that's why you guys don't understand what I understand. And I'm not gonna be ashamed. It's like, because I put the work in, I did what I'm supposed to. So why am I gonna be ashamed because somebody else is dealing with their ego or some crazy shit? Like what they did, they hated Joseph because Joseph was right. They hated Joseph because Joseph was a man of God, and these were his own brothers. And Jesus' own brothers and sisters doubted him at first. A lot of y'all don't even know Jesus had brothers and sisters, but according to the Bible, he did. It's in the Bible. They didn't even believe he was Messiah. So like the key I'm trying to tell you is Satan is always trying to find a way in. Now, in a day like today, I'm kind of sad. I'm extremely tired. Plus, there's a major change going on because I had to pull away from a lot of stuff because it was just getting to be too overwhelming. Like, you know, everywhere you go. Like, I just hate, like, do something. Don't expect somebody to do everything for you. I don't mind helping here and there, but once it gets to the point that you expect somebody to do everything for you, it's overwhelming. And I just heard Sky say the same thing. Sky's out here, Sky with 3 eyes. She said the same thing. And you could tell they were really riding her. And then the moment she just needed to take a break, her numbers went down. That's why I said you can't fear humans, because they'll try to do whatever and you'll try to set them straight, and then they'll withdraw. But sometimes when they withdraw, it's a good thing because they're just draining you. So like I said, it's a lot going on. Now, plus, just like when I was doing this study, I think it was Revelation 2 to 3 study, sometimes because I'm diabetic, it's stuff going on with the insulin and stuff going on with that. So there's times when I got to get to some food or something like that. And like, it'll be a case, like in this particular case, I'm just trying to show you what I'm talking about. See, a doctrine can dominate. You have to understand the word. I told you to understand your Bible, you have to understand linguistics. So a doctrine can dominate you because a doctrine is taking you away from the divine. And this is what Matthew 15 is about. You're listening to these leaders, but these leaders are leading you into a ditch or hell. So So I'm going down trying to eat. I gotta eat. And now keep in mind, like a lot of times that whole area is nobody, no movement or nothing for 3-4 hours. Now I'm coming down there, and it literally is an emergency. Like it's like it's a medical emergency at a small scale. But if I don't get the food or whatever, it can increase. But then a certain individual tries to be like Martha. They're gonna come in and just jump in front of you. And just stand, like really just stand, like really act like, you know, just acting, just silly shit. Just like I see people who act like they can't hear, but a lot of times they hear fine. But it's just this crazy shit. And I talk a little bit about it in Revelation 2 to 3. But all this shit, like, it is God's system, it is God's world, but it's still part of the whole, you know, you just have to listen. It's all part of the whole Martha Mary energy. One energy is just there to take you to a certain place that you really wouldn't be going. Because like I told you in Revelation, when I did the Revelation chapter 2 and 3 study on this channel, I said somebody might study all the time, but that doesn't mean God's not going to test you. Or God's not going to He's still going to let you go through shit. And when these tests come, they're not when you're at your best. They're at your worst. Now you gotta imagine, like, I really need to get in there, and I'm trying to keep my mouth shut, and this person won't move. And I mean, you could have went at any given moment. You could have went, because it's been nobody here for 4 hours. You could have went any time. So why you wait now? So this it is. Like, you might think, oh no, it's not that. You're overreacting. No, it is. It is. It's exactly what I said, because it's something I've been seeing for decades. So finally, I have to say to the person, because they won't move, and you don't understand unless you're diabetic, but you would have to understand how like where you're at. It's a whole lot of stuff that goes down. I can't even explain it to you, because if I use certain words, again, you're only going to hear the word, you're not going to hear. But you're not. You got to eat. That I can tell you that you have to eat, and if you don't eat soon, it's going to get worse. So it's one of them things. So at that point I mentioned to the person, okay, I really need to get in the refrigerator. Like, what's the whole purpose of coming down? You know what I'm saying? And you just but it wasn't. But I wasn't mean or nothing. Because I try to be, because this person really is like the master of drama. That's all they do. Like they're a master of it, on some supernatural level and shit. It's just a master of it. And what I'm trying to, that's kind of like what Martha was, because Martha allowed that situation to get to where it was, and then with that situation, she tried to. This is what doctrine does. This is what I'm trying to tell you. The doctrine says, "Oh, you don't have to listen to Jesus. This is more important. Oh, don't listen to Jesus. Listen to us." Because there's some religion, like the Catholics say, and I seen Jehovah's Witnesses say it. If we tell you something different from what the Bible says, you listen to us. And this is why in Matthew chapter 16, right before Jesus said, I rebuke you, Satan, get behind me, Satan. He said, watch the doctrine, or watch the leaven of the Pharisees, because they try to replace God. But this goes back to Revelation chapter 2 and 3, and that's why God did it that way. So this is really like giving you more information, because it's an energy that comes in that tries to be in a place of God, because that's what Jezebel did. And this is real. That's why I said it's not personal. It's not, oh, I'm offended because someone. No, this is like something you have to be aware of. So, same thing. So now, it was a dude that tried to come over here Easter Sunday, but I ain't been in the mood. Like I'm making an overall change on a few things, and I'm really careful about the energy I'm around. And I hear her say the same thing. Shy, because you really do. This is all about energy, and energy transfers. If people got spirits on them, if you're around them, you gonna have them spirits on you. So I really didn't want to see the dude who wasn't in the mood or whatever, wasn't having it. So then I got some relatives moving back to town. Because I know this is all the devil. But see, these particular relatives, ever since I known them, all they had is sad stories. And again, like I just got finished saying earlier, they be thinking you're supposed to, like, if you're a grown adult, you have to find your way however you do it. But you can't keep thinking somebody's going. Because I was a little kid, and they used to be trying to ask me for money. And I used to say, how are they grown adults asking a little ass kid for money? But their life has been like that. And you have to know when to let people know, because they'll keep coming. Because they're going to keep coming until you let them. You got to give them a reality check. Because otherwise they'll never grow up. If they can keep finding a lazy way, get somebody else to do it, they're going to keep doing it. So now they coming back. So then, and they used to always try to be. And I be saying, like, if you was hanging out, let me be honest with y'all. If you was hanging out over somebody's house 20, 30 years ago, or 15 years ago, and you still hanging over that same house, it may be, they may not tell you, but you may need to move on. I mean, unless the relationship with the people is so good that they don't mind. But you have to ask yourself, you've been hanging out over here since you was a teenager. You almost a motherfucking senior citizen and shit. What the fuck are you still hanging out over here for? And like enough's enough. And like I said with the drama queen, it's always something. And I mean, I'm sure it works both ways. That's why I'm trying to watch how I word this. But I got my own life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with all this. So somebody came over here the other day. Now he was here for a long period of time. And I got shit to do. And now this is like what I'm trying to tell you. Like I understand the first time he came, we ain't seen him in a minute. Now he's like my older, my younger sister's. He's her friend basically. Now I didn't mind the first time he came. You know what I'm saying? But this is the weekend and shit. People got shit to do. So again, I'm minding my own business. In my little solace. Trying to eat. In my same thing with my levels. Because right now I just got stuff going on with my diabetes especially. But I got other problems too. But I got a lot of stuff going on with the diabetes and the insulin. So I got to be real careful what I'm eating and all that. So I'm in my own little solace. And then, you know. Same person comes in and says, oh, you know, he's coming over again. But I still don't say now. I want to say, well, why is he coming over again when he was just here yesterday? The other day, he was just here. And he stayed for a long time. Now I got shit. Like I got shit to get food in the house. Like I be getting deliveries and shit. Like I got shit to move. Why is this nigga coming over? But I ain't say nothing to her. I just kept it to myself. But that's what I was thinking. Like, why is he coming over here again? And shouldn't he be on his way going back to Georgia? Like, it's Sunday. Get going. Like, why are you still coming over here? But I don't say nothing. But see, what this person does, because this is what they do. So then I'm walking, and then they cut me off. And, like, I got to get to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, really get to the fucking bathroom. That's why I came down and shit. Then they stand in front of you. Like, oh, yeah, I got something else about so-and-so. I said, listen, I already told you. If it's something, because they invited me somewhere next Sunday, that I really didn't want to go. But I was trying to be a nice guy and go. But I really didn't want to go. Don't have to go. I don't know these people. But then it was like, oh, I wanted to ask you if so-and-so. I said, listen, if you want to give them my ticket, fine. I already told you I really didn't want to go anyway. Oh, no, it's something. I said, listen, that's when I lost it. I said, listen, this is getting too complicated. I said, listen. I said, it was supposed to just be go to the event and come back. I said, now it's getting complicated. I said, I don't want to go. Shit like that. But y'all got to understand this is a whole medication thing and shit like that. And you don't need to be in somebody's face all the fucking time. This is what I'm talking about, vanity and all kind of crazy shit. So I finally just said, nah, that's it. It's getting too complicated. You got this nigga coming back over here. Now I got to wait to do what I got to do. This dude already been over here. Now you talking about some other shit. Then I guarantee them other losers going to show up over here. It's not 1980s no more. You understand what I'm saying? Get a fucking life. I mean, you already came over. Get it moving. Get on the road. You got to go back to GA, nigga. Beat it. And then don't nobody want to hear. We got our own sad stories. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear your sad story. And also, like, this ain't a fucking banking shit. So that's why I said sometimes when people don't want to see you, there's a reason for it. But like I said, that was just to fuck with you. Like when they came and stood in front of the refrigerator. That's just to fuck with you. That's why they were just standing there, not even getting nothing. Just crazy shit. And to end it, that's how it ended. When one day they came home. And I guess they came home on a Sunday. They must have got there at 2 o'clock. But I had to go shopping at a Monday at 6 a.m. And then so when I went out to go shopping, and like it's early in the morning, but they had left that car running. So they had this car running from 2 p.m. Sunday morning to 6 a.m. Monday. So, but see, I see shit like this, you know, anything. Just anything to fuck with you. And it may not seem that way, but I seen this shit all the time. And I'm just being nice. Like, I'm not even going deep. But it'd be all kind of supernatural shit. Like, that motherfucker will be out of town. That individual will be out of town. As soon as they come back, all hell break loose. All kind of crazy shit. A pipe break in the street. Now you got all these trucks out here. But only when they come around. So one time a dude drove up on our lawn. That's the only time that ever happened. The dude actually I don't know what the fuck because I don't even know how he did it. Drove up on, like, lost control of his car up on our lawn. It's just crazy shit, but it's always associated with this person. It was on my birthday one day. We had 2 cars, and the car they was in. Now this is a relatively new car. The tire mysteriously blows and shit. It just blows and shit. So it be all kind of weird shit. But I do, like I said, I do natal charts, And you can see that's called Imam Coeli. That's in the 4th house. So this is metaphysical shit and shit like that. I kind of understand it. But it gets to the point that, okay, enough's enough. And I think that was just too much. It was just too much because the nigga was right here. You were just here. You were already here for fucking 4 or 5 hours. You coming back over? Nigga, I got shit to get done. Fuck wrong with you? Get on the road, bro. Go back to Georgia. Then you talk about some other stuff, nah, nigga, listen. This is not that complicated, bro. I'm not like you. I'm not Miss Sociable. I don't have to be at every event, know everybody. You complicating everything. It's a simple ride, basically. Go where you go and come back. I don't need to know about this and that and this and now somebody else coming. I was like, nah. But sometimes it's like that because, like I said, what I be trying to tell people that they don't get, if you always trying to use somebody, stop that, because it's going to come a time they're just going to shut it down best they can. And I understand, like I know how people manipulate people and stuff, but I'm like, I don't do that. I don't really manipulate. But most people would rather you manipulate them. And I learned that because most people stay on a very young mind. And I don't care how old they get. A lot of women do it, but a lot of men do it too. They rather you just sit there and almost talk to them like you're talking to a baby. And now they say, oh, you know, you get more bees with honey than that. But sometimes you don't want to be bothered. Listen, I got shit. I got things I'm trying to do in my life. I'm dealing with medications as far as the insulin and shit like that and stuff. I got other shit on my mind besides this kitty shit. And that's the problem. That's why you get taken advantage of, because you always got the door open and shit. And it's sad to some degree, because you got people that still come over here that, like, they old now. And they've been coming over here since they're like 13 or 14 years old. So it do come a time when, nah, leave the motherfucker, nah. Especially if you was just over here, nigga. What, you think it's the 19, whatever? We not kids no more. Niggas got shit to do. And I think it was the way she set it up was like, they could have been asked that question. Because they could have asked that question when they see me. But it was just fucking with you. Just standing in your way and shit. Be like, yo, get out my way. That was my feeling. Like, get out my way. Like, I got to use a fucking bathroom, bro. I'm diabetic, nigga. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And, not that I said it like, I didn't say it like that, but that's how I felt. And then, what else? They the type of person to say stuff like, oh, I really don't. It's just stupid shit. I mean, even going back years, but they say some shit like, oh, I really don't want to bother you. I really don't want that. And one time I think I said, then why are you doing it? Like, why you? Because it don't be none. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It just be to fuck with you and shit. Because that could have been the handle. She could have been to ask me that question if she knew that information when she first seen me. But she made sure she did it, like, right at that moment. Stand in front of you. Then I'm trying to be respectful. Then she stands in front of me again. I'm like, yo, I got to get in the bathroom. Then the shit getting complicated. Okay, you asking me a question. We already talked about this. I'm not going to talk about this again. I got to get in the bathroom. And now she's doing, well, that's not what I mean. I mean, no, I don't care what you mean. This is getting too complicated. That's it. Done. It's a done deal. I hope this dude is coming over. I hope he get in here and get out of here and get on the road. And let me handle my day. I got shit I got to get done. I'm not retired. I can't just be sitting around doing whatever the fuck. No, but y'all gotta understand, I do everything up in this motherfucker. That's another thing, too. Like, I do everything up in this motherfucker. So, just like some people say, I got it easy, they got it easy, too. So, that was up. Now to tie it back in. How does it tie in with doctrine? But that's what doctrine does. It takes you away from... That's the whole Martha and Mary. Mary was interested in serving Jesus and keeping it easy. Because that's what Jesus told you. Keep your eyes simple. Martha was more interested in people and all that, socializing and all that, and making this big ass. It's just complicating everything when it don't have to be complicated. And so if you get anything from what I said, if you listen and made it this far in the video, if Messiah told you to keep it simple, try to keep it simple. And now when it come to all these people thinking they're gonna be showing up over here, pray the motherfuckers up out of here. Like pray them up, cause nigga, it's not the 19. People are older now. We got shit to do. Don't nobody want to hear your stories and shit like that. This ain't no chill out spot. So that's why I said it's sad it has to be that way. But listen, we got people getting killed outside of our house. We got cops almost every time you look out the window. It's cops going up and down streets that used to be nice and quiet. It's just too much. Motherfuckers parked all in front of your house. You don't know who the hell they are, and they be out there 3 o'clock in the morning. You go outside just to get some breath. Somebody in the car sitting out in front of your house and shit. It's just too much bullshit. And like I be trying to chill, cause like one thing y'all gotta remember, I'm a lion. I'm trying to be chill, but don't ever underestimate what I will do, cause I'm one of them niggas. I never been scared. That's why I said when that big Godzilla looking dude was over there, he don't know how close he was coming to having a situation. And the only thing that stopped me with that was God. So that's why we trying to tell you this is 24 hours a day almost with bullshit. And it's just to complicate matters. And that's what doctrines do. Because you celebrating shit that God told you shouldn't be doing. But you doing it anyway because your preacher said it good. Or you got some self-righteous complex that you won't listen to the word of God. But you listen to some crazy-ass doctrine that God never told you to do. And then when God comes to send people to hell, you might be on that list because of your doctrine. And that's what he was trying to tell you in Revelation 2 and 3. And I hope he doesn't do that. But I'm not God. And how would I know? I can't even tell you what doctrine, Nicolet or something, whatever he said. I don't even know what that is. And when I looked up for it, I couldn't find it. So bottom line is you gotta know what's up. And when you're dealing with somebody that just has a history of just doing demonized shit, you gotta keep that in mind. And then if you always finding a way to keep fucking with somebody, that's why somebody gonna tell you, like, I'm not fucking with you, because there's always some bullshit. Almost every time you walk through, it's coming with this negative ass energy and shit. Not saying you don't look out for him. That's why I said even like it's a dude out here. You know what I'm saying? He was on some sneaky shit, and I kept exposing him. Because you got the Bible in your hand acting like you're a man of God, but you really a lowlife. And you getting lower. So he figured he going to diss me in some video. And then he go lower. Like, he dissed me and went lower and shit. Then the supernatural hit his ass. And it wasn't me. I got love for this nigga. No matter what, I still got love for him. That's why he came back. He wouldn't have came back if it was no beef. I got love for this nigga. But the supernatural smacked the shit out of his ass. And he's still a low life. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to tell y'all, it's just me trying to tell you what I feel in the spirit. People got to get shut down because they keep coming back with dumb shit. And then because of them, it's other motherfuckers trying to come back. So people going to get shut down. And you know, how? I don't know yet. But you ain't going to be coming over here every fucking day. It's not the 1979. It's not 79 no more, nigga. 80. What type of, like when I see that other nigga, this nigga big as I don't know what. And he want to hang out on the block like he a young kid. Dude, you a grown-ass man, you big-ass baby, Huey, gorilla-looking nigga. Get the fuck up out of here. Go up on your street. Don't be up over here. I don't want to go back, my niggas, but y'all got to stop this dumb shit. So once again, the rule of the Messiah is this. Keep it simple. Find out what the Messiah told you to do and do what the Messiah told you to do. Do not add to it. Do not take away from it. Don't follow doctrines that don't got nothing to do with what Messiah said. And when you be doing whatever, I know most y'all ain't gonna listen to me because everybody like to party and everybody like to have a whole bunch of people around them. But Messiah said keep it simple. Stay at the feet of the Messiah. The feet is the priesthood, and also in the Bible the feet can also mean the Pisces age or the spiritual age. It's a lot of metaphoric stuff with that. But the feet is really like the spiritual essence of God, and this is why Jesus washed Peter's feet. And you had to stay at that element because the devil's always trying to find his way in to provoke you, fuck with you, fuck your day up. You know you trying to have a day of rest, and then you got some other nigga coming back over who was already over here forever and trying to come back, and then somebody else got to be all up in your face and trying to eat and get well, and they fucking with you on that shit. So that's what's up. This is Gat. God bless.